Hi, I'm Vaziri, and that stuff way over there by the fort is the first round of the MOAB, which I'm late for. You might think that stands for Mother of All Battles, but since it's the last day of the event when most people need to pack out, it's really the massively overstated attendance battle. There are only about 40 people here, and now I'm giving it a hard time, but it's perfectly fun, if a bit short and small. That's what she said. Moving on. This is a time battle that proceeds in phases. The defenders get 1 life in each phase, whereas the attackers get infinite resurrections. The first phase is to fight in the field. Then there's a second fight at the bridge and a final fight at the castle gate. Between each of those phases, Leon must be called again before battle can commence. Archery was allowed, but for safety of the onlookers, the archers were always on the attacking team, and therefore shooting towards the fort. Due to the limited attendance, it became everybody versus Glenabin, since the majority of people who had time to attend were local Glenabanians, Glenabanites, Glenabanapolitans, Glenabani, the people from Glenabin. Really great footage here of me being unprepared. You saw how awkward it was to put my quiver on. It likes to get stuck in between the plates of my armor. And here I'm going to have the camera kiss the tree for good luck. And as I finally arrive at the battle, I realize that I'm holding my bow upside down and correct that and finally get a couple shots off before the battle is completely over. I'm struck by how slow it is when I knock these arrows. My arrows have real knocks in that they hold onto the string well enough that the arrow will stay there even if I take my hand off it. But other people succeed in just knocking by pulling against the APD. Let's zoom in on that shot. Headshot. I forgot to say, the first round is the everybody team attacking and Glenabin defending.
Get in there! Go! 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 It's a time battle! Go!
This next shot I'm going to be aiming at a person in green with a great axe in the background, but I'm waiting for a gap in my own line so that I don't just shoot my friends in the back of the head. Unfortunately, I miss to the left of the person with the axe. If you pay attention to my draw, I bring my left hand back basically to my eye level. I actually put my thumb in my helmet grill so that it's always in the same place. Hits the green axeman in the stomach. I was actually 20 minutes early to the battle. It just takes me so much longer when hats and bats are called to get cameras and bows and hats and bats all ready that I was late. And it seems this first round's about to end in about 4.5 minutes. Hopefully it's not so close that my tardiness changed the result. In my previous video about the Ravine Melee battle, you can hear about how we were going to collaborate archers and Meridian fighters, but the rules didn't allow that. So while I make fun of this MOAB for being a short battle, it's actually the only time I really felt like the fighters and the archers got to coordinate with each other and really appreciate this next round from Glenabin.
Here in weapons range and just started doing this as a spot.
Because we're going to send the army right up
And he ignored every one of them.
So you guys can come around and just pick them off. Instead of the company to harass their left or right side. Okay?
I decide to shoot at the shield wall before our team arrives. On the off chance that I make the shot, it'll open a hole and probably lead to us winning quickly. And in the case that I hold my arrow and wait for people to be turned sideways or not be looking at me so much, they might not even notice it. So I just go for the small target and I almost get it. I think it either deflected off their helm or they didn't have enough time to react before the fight started. But in either case, wasn't killing them. Because I was a little late to the first round, this is the first time I'm seeing the procedure for moving to the next phase of the battle, and I'm a little hesitant.
Do you have to call Leon?
Obligatory tap the tree with my camera for luck, and then aim at the spearmen in white and green on the far right. It's a very strange shot which seems to come in almost sideways. I think it tipped off something, and the head of it hits his weapon. Something kills him at that moment. I'm not sure if it's the spearman next to him or myself. Skipping past the awkward in-between phases moment, I really appreciate the person from Glen Aubin who gave us explicit instructions. Without these, I wouldn't have felt authorized to ask for people to make room for me, which I do in the future.
Archers to the front. We're going to put y'all right behind our first row of shields. You will always have an exit.
Unfortunately, my first-person view camera was broken right before this event started, so I can't zoom in clearly on this one. I think it glances off the top of someone's head in a way that probably wouldn't kill them. Here I accidentally draw 2 arrows and throw one on the ground because this battle's so short I won't need them. Here's the time where I tell people to let me in closer. And I also start drawing above my head. I'm 6'1", so when I draw to my eye, I'm shooting the arrow maybe, I don't know, 5'9". But due to the density of the melee, I hold both hands above my head and draw the 35-pound bow with my left arm in an awkward way, missing high here. If you watched 2 videos ago, you'll know I hurt my left elbow, and it definitely didn't feel great to do this. This arrow aimed at the spearman in black hits in his upper right chest. One of the last fighters in red and black isn't long for the world anyways, but I draw above my head and manage to hit directly in the middle of his chest. I'm really surprised that I'm able to aim that well above my head when I can't even see one of my hands. And I suppose I'm always instinctually aiming. I'm not lining something up. I just have a gut feeling about when to release. And that lends itself to when you have to do funky things. Although we are pretty darn close in the big scheme of things. These shots are much easier than they were in the ravine battles, for example. Congratulations to Glen Aubin for finishing the second round faster and winning the battle. And I also want to especially thank them for coordinating with the archers. Really appreciate the hospitality of the Glen Abuijans, the Glen Abominations, the Glen Bahama Breezes. If you're interested in trying SCA combat or really any part of pre-17th century life, you can learn more at welcome.sca.org. There you'll find information about all things SCA, including which kingdom operates in your local area. If you're specifically interested to do what you saw in this video, you can check out some unofficial Facebook groups for melee combat or combat archery. I hope to see you at an event someday, and thank you for watching.